Welcome back to Primetime CKL. It is postseason time, and we are here with some playoff kart between two longtime members of the Collegiate Karting League, the Michigan State Spartan Kartons versus the Kutztown Golden Teddies. I'm LeBob. I'm here with D-Mouse. How you doing, D-Mouse?
Pretty good. Hyped up to cast this match. Should be a really good one. D3 semis. How about you?
Hey, I'm doing pretty well. I'm also very, very excited for this matchup. These two teams are incredibly evenly matched. Looking at the results from the season, their scores against each other, while they went 1-1, the winning team had very similar scores both time, with Michigan State winning earlier 540 to 444, and then Kutztown winning 551 to 433. So this is two teams very capable of just winning in 2 games or having a really good 3-game set.
Yeah, sounds very, very exciting. So taking a look at the rosters, we see Mist is rolling up with Don't, Nova, Silver Phoenix, Matt Adler, Zach502, and Geld. So a lot of MKU experience from Michigan State. I know Silver was one of the founding members of Mario Kart University, one of its captains, and Don't Nova have been on the team for over a year, played a lot with them, and they're very, very strong players. And they picked up a lot of strong rookies this school year as well. Adler and Zach joining them in the fall, and Geld coming in. Just started this season and is already bronze, so very, very excited for Mist.
But the competition will not be one to give up easily. On the other side, for Kutztown, we have Steeping, Bo, Anomaly, Riffy, Ocean Rhapsody, and Lego Ball 8. Bo playing on the D4 team Speed Stars, former U-Turn captain, rest in peace, U-Turn, long live. Riffy, Anomaly, and the sub Sunset are all on Grounded Gaming right now. Steeping was a former player on Volt Switch and U-Turn, and Lego Ball 8 has been performing very well in NRC free-for-alls. So lots of experience on the Kutztown side as well. I think this is a really even matchup. I don't know who I'd pick to take the first game.
Yeah, me neither. I think slight personal bias, I'd take Mist here, just because my goat Don't is on that side. But hey, that's just me.
I mean, by that logic, I have to pick Kutztown due to personal attachment to some of those players. Like, Don't's the homie. 180 direction change squad from Summer Switch Up, but I'm so excited. This is going to be a great matchup.
For sure.
I think we can go ahead and let the players know that it's time to get started.
Yeah, this would be a great match to watch from the sidelines. So I asked Don't for a fun fact from Mist earlier today, and he told me the voice call and the comms from Mist, they have a lot of soundboards sprinkled in, even during races. So I'm wondering what kind of competitive advantage that gives them. You think every time they pull the shock, they just have a boom shock dodge, going off?
I hadn't even thought about that. That's quite awesome. I also know that our former staff member and Kutztown player Sunset has given us a lot of facts for Kutztown as well. Steeping currently has a tied world record for the Mario Maker level if Mario played Minecraft Part 6. Bo just finished a 14-hour 100% speedrun of all of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe before joining the...
hell of a warm-up.
Yeah. Gotta be locked in. Lego Ball 8 has 193 coaster credits, which I believe he has ridden 193 unique roller coasters. Over half the roster is on Grounded Gaming outside of Kutztown. Sunset speaks Chinese. Ocean owns 176 Squishmallows. Anomaly played in Catalyst semifinals, which was way over his projected seed. And this is a those who know moment. Riffy has had 2 random splinter skills. Whatever that means.
I'm definitely not in those who know. But looking at the tracks here, it looks like Mist is pulled up with Moonview Highway, but Trainbow has gotten selected from Kutztown.
I was going to ask which team was which default me. This just looks like joining the average Japanese lounge room. Everyone's got the default me. But it looks like we have our answer. Kutztown starting with all those back spots. Very powerful for Trainbow, as you have coins. and you get a draft at the start of the track, on top of probably a mushroom.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is as Mist starts in top 6, are they going to be able to keep any of these top spots going into that first turn? It's really hard to do, but if you can keep the top spots and pick up some of the coins on the floor, maybe there's a chance they're going to keep it up, but, you know, there is a reason that people pick those from bot 6. Looks like Don't pulls a coin, opts to get the wide coins, and some Mist players are getting drafts, but there we go, the Kutztown players are coming up.
Yeah, already you see a Kutztown player that's Lego Ball in the front with a Shroom. I think that was an accidental team kill on that trail from Michigan State. So now Kutztown's got the front presence and coin advantage here. It's going to be really tough for Michigan State to be able to keep up.
We see Nova and Bo having a trail battle. Looks like Bo has to concede here, but it's feeling dangerously close to Don't. See if they're able to space out from him. And Lego Ball has a boomerang. Probably opt to throw it up and kill Don't out of first here. There it is.
Great throw.
Now Kutztown's top 3.
It does also look like Kutztown has bot 2 right now, which means if there's something like Shock or Blue pulled on this map, which can happen, even though it's a short track, Kutztown would be able to see all of the bottom spots, so they'd have all the information available.
Absolutely. So Don't's in quite a difficult spot here to catch up, but it's the end of Trainbow. Now you kind of just have to salvage every single spot you get. And getting greened off the map is not helping there, especially with your teammate. Bo looks to be gone in first.
Guessing since Bo is not trailing this red, his teammate's probably right behind him.
There we
that's
go,
a top 3 for Kutztown, so that's a winning race off rip. Although, as tradition for Mario Kart playoffs in a best-of-3 format, now that Kutztown has picked this N64 Rainbow Road, as it's more officially known as, neither team can pick this track for the rest of the match tonight.
Yeah, well, see what Bo wants here. I'm guessing it's going to be Mute City. Oh, it goes with Pinball. Very interesting. No, Bo has US tops on Mute City, so I totally expect him to just pick it immediately, but maybe this isn't the spots they want for it.
I wonder if they're picking this track because they know Mute City it tends to be a little stronger for those mid spots, especially for the players who aren't as confident for nisking or no item shortcutting.
Yeah. So,
and also,
Kuba Cape, one of Dote's favorite tracks, plays it all the time with MK University, but it looks like Kutztown's going to get another pick. They were able to take the spots that they had, take arguably the strongest spots, or strongest track for the spots they had, translate it right into a minus or plus 16 win. Let's see if they can do it again here. Be most interested to see if Bo can keep tops here and beat the pinball, which is the most important thing to do on this track when you're in first.
And I firsthand seen the consequences recently at PeoriaCon for not being able to beat the pinball because those top spots get a huge break. That pinball is such a... It doesn't seem like it should be on lap 1, but it's a really hard pace lock if you can't get in front of it.
Yeah, and when you can't get in front of it, it causes a 4-car pileup, which is, you know, not great to be on the side of, but he beats it on the right side. Break drifts a little bit, gets right through. It looks to be set up in a comfortable run, especially if his teammates are behind him. Or not, maybe his teammates aren't behind him because he gets redded immediately.
I wonder if Michigan State might have gotten a draft. That's another thing I've seen Waluigi Pinball picked for, is if you kind of have, like, the spot in 1 and then some spots behind 1, you might be able to draft up to get a top 3 after the pinball. Michigan State taking advantage of those draft spots and being able to stop Bo from having his front run on this track.
Yeah, looks like Bo's just trying to count a coin up right now. And gets Nova. Wow. But yeah, it looks like he's trying to get his coins up so he can go and challenge the people in the front. Really smart idea to go for those wide coins that both ensures you don't get hit by the pinballs and puts you in a spot that has a bunch of coins. So that boomerang is going to be causing a lot of trouble right now. See if Avalanche slows down to hit him. Now Bo's just going to let him pass.
That's the high div experience of Bo, just giving the respect to the boomerang, understanding that, that is
a low div experience.
I mean, we all have it in us, right? We all started as low div.
Exactly. Yeah, but it's got quite a low point count. It looks like a lot of Kutztown players here in the back, roughly.
Lego Ball's holding a bill. Steeping is in bill. At one point, there were at least 2, maybe 3 bills in play. There could be a shock in the back. They're
like
evenly split. Yeah. So it would have had to be maybe that Michigan State player in the back pulls it here, which, with top 3, I don't know what you do with the shock. If you pull it anyways.
I think you need to use it as a neutral shock here. Make sure none of the Kutztown players dodge, because if they can keep the Kutztown players from dodging, Kutztown has no chance to catch up. Bo's going to go a little bit harder for the shock here. They really need it to come back.
No
That's
dice,
star
but
build.
two dodges is still really nice because it makes it, if someone in the back were to pull shock, it's a lot harder to use it. But even though this is a long track, it's not guaranteed to have shock every time.
And there it is. So it looks like Bo dodged. Looks like not many other people dodged, so it might have been a Michigan State shock here, just to get their tops into the set. We'll see what Bo can do with this build. This build is really, really good here. Avoids all of the pinballs and goes up against everyone who's struggling to avoid the pinballs. Maybe a 4th place is in the cards.
It looks like that's still a Michigan State top 3, so this is going to be a winning race for Michigan State. A nice reversal from the off start on Trainbow. In fact, the spots are almost mirrored. This is going to be almost an even war after 2 races.
Yeah.
Yeah, -6.
Plus 10. Now, let's see what Mist wants here. From top 3, I know a lot of the times Don't wants to play Ninja Hideaway. It's a little bit of his specialty track. We'll be interested to see if he picks it as a team. Now, Koopa Cape coming out from the other side. It's a traditional track, an American track. You know,
I think both teams
Can't go
really
wrong with
like
it.
this track, so I doubt this thing is going to make it through match 1.
Wildwoods. This is one of the ones that Don't said is a Michigan State specialty, so presumably everyone's very well practiced on it. And now the question is, if we get that, are Kutztown as good as Michigan State and all of the strats that you need to do in the Wildwoods? Like, it's a very, very technical track, and I think that goes for the favor of the people who put tons and tons of time into it.
Mm-hmm. I've got it.
There we go.
I know my team also really likes picking this track, especially if we have those a couple top spots and then some of those mid spots, because top spots can just run, mid spots can grab coins, and then you have that group presence in the front. Which, of course,
Yeah, absolutely.
ideal situation.
Let's see what Don't opts to do here. Is he going to try and scoop up all the coins that no one can get there, or is he just going to go directly behind first place?
I think he should probably stay behind first place, maybe let third grab the coins.
Or stay in front at their first place. That also works. It's immediately taken first place, and now Don't gets to just have a free run here.
Especially, this was where the TT practice is going to show. Yeah, because he was trailing because he was trailing his red, he couldn't go inside of the barrel without losing it, and with Kutztown right behind him, that's such a clean turn. Definitely holding on to that extra protection is a great idea.
Yeah, having 2 protections here is really good. Maybe the trail makes people want to back off taking the miss. Oh, a little bit of a line fail here and gets ready for it.
It's tough. Looks
Yeah,
like
now
maybe
this is a
some
really, really hard track to catch up on, so...
It looks like some
See what
Michigan State players might have been going for the Nisk there at the end.
That's where all the practice comes in. I mean, it looks like Kutztown is falling a little bit behind here, but Mist only has top 2, I believe. Maybe just 1 right now.
I think it's just 1. Kutztown looks like 2 through 5 at least. And there's a yellow Birdo in 7?
A little unfortunate line fail there. Bomb could be quite good if dropped back here. Yeah, it gets it on the jump. It's really hard to see that coming, but that team kill is really unfortunate.
That's not what you like to see.
Lose outs. Very, very bad for Mist now, especially since this track is insanely hard to catch up on without a shock, so we'll see if they get it here. This build could help a lot. Building on the next section is really, really nice to avoid all of the chaotic items coming down the waterfall. So he holds it right after the glider, maybe he gets something coming here. Ah, scared of the triple.
Even though it was his teammates, I also wonder if he had to use it because maybe there was like a bit of a line fail at the end, because it looked like he might have driven off. Oh, and shocked out a bill with triple reds. That's tough.
Yeah, but it looks like the entire Mist team did get items here. So it's a little bit unfortunate that he's behind Zach right now, otherwise he could have read an anomaly, but it's a 2... Oh,
what was that trail?
Line.
I think that's 135 Kutztown? Yeah.
Yeah. I was about to say they were getting everything right behind first, and then Bo just comes out of nowhere and domes down on no.
Yeah. Kind of tough, but part of the game. Even race, well, not even, -2 for Michigan State, but still very, very close war.
Yeah, I'm so curious to see what Strock that was, because it looked like it got top 2 right after set. But, yeah, it looks like it was Kutztown shock.
That's what I would believe, because I think if Michigan State would have had the shock, Don't would have dodged in a bill.
Right.
And they would have called, they also would have called their second place into set while Don't was still in bill.
Yeah. So see, Boo Lake here from Kutztown. I'm going to make a massive guess here. That Anomaly is in first place. His favorite track. Picks it at every single chance and is fantastic on this track. But instead we're seeing Amsterdam Drift played. Classic MK University track, so Don't has played this a lot. Same with Nova. Let's see how they can turn Amsterdam into a winning race here. Realistically, Don't's going to be trying to use his Scooty to get ahead of everyone else at the very start. Getting a couple of extra mini turbos and maybe getting a draft at the very start is going to be really good, placing him in that running position.
Because some of those early mini turbos to squeeze out, especially this SMT right here, is really tough on Teddy.
Oh, Don't
really
opt
nice.
to just take one drift. Nice draft there from him.
That was a really good draft, yeah.
If he can get one more and make his way to the front, so Red Shell right behind him, so he has to be careful. Can't afford to make any mistakes here.
Oh, that
Oh.
banana. That's tough.
Yeah, I think it was Bo that dropped it right on his face, and now Don't's very, very coinless. On this track, it's really, really hard to sort of coin up and bag later on in the race, so it looks like he's going to have to be a little bit more proactive, pick up his dodge and go forward. Great snipe from Bo. And now Bo gets a free run right in front.
That's
And
top
teammates
two.
behind him with this horn.
Oh,
Like,
with Horn?
No, it's a Red Shell.
No, it was a red, okay.
Yeah.
But still, really nice top two to get early.
But it was looking like he's struggling with the lines a little bit on Amsterdam. I would hazard a guess this wide missed pick because I felt like they could outline all the folks on Kutztown. And here comes the blue shell. Bo managed to avoid that explosion. He's in first. Is it solo first, possibly? Looks like a lot of
so.
green right behind him.
It's also kind of hard. Doesn't on the minimap, the players who joined the room earlier, outside of yourself, they kind of stack on top of each other in order of room? I'm not entirely sure. This game's weird.
Yeah, that's true. He's got to
That's
start
a-
in 5. It's a fantastic spot.
Especially, I don't know, are his back spots at distance? I don't think so.
I don't think so, but he looks like he starts early because he just wants to get away from that fire. Now, getting second place here is quite good, but Bo actually has double defense. It's going to be quite hard to dislodge him, especially when he gets this big of a break.
Yeah.
Looks like
Probably
they're just going to have to settle for second here. Maybe slow horn? Does Ocean get
Oh,
around?
yeah.
No. Great horn.
That was a really great heads-up play by Don't, recognizing that he needed to try and get his team a couple spots here, and knocking Ocean from 3 to 6, getting... Sure, Steeping ended up filling that spot, but you still got 2 spots for your team.
Yeah, still fantastic. Great play from Don't.
And I believe that flipped that race from a losing race to a winning race. Because it was -8, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. I think that's where you see the value of, really being aware to how to do the best thing for your team. Because at that point, it's like a lot of people would just say, oh, I've got a horn, I can't kill first, let's just keep going and settle for that in just second. But Don't's immediately looking his backhand saying, oh yeah, is there any way I can take out the players? And then swerving wide just to get Ocean because Ocean can see him slowing down. Great play. Now looks like they're chaining it right into Vancouver Velocity. It's a great drafting track for higher spots. One of my personal favorites to play a lot in our teams. So, really excited to see what Mist can make do over here.
Vancouver, a legendary track in this community thanks to one left angle. We love angle here.
All right, let's see if Don't can sneak past Bo here. Again, the Scooty helps a lot in this first area, especially when there's a lot of very tight mini turbos to ease out, and also a couple of mini turbo tricks that is going to be interesting to see if he goes for. It looks like he's opting to take a little bit simplified strats when Bo is really, really close to him, but Bo does end up losing that first spot. Now Don't is nice and safe with this red shell.
I think Don't just kind of proved that he knows this track better right there. He got that extra mini turbo in the opening section, and he looked a lot more. Oh, that's an early bomb.
That's a scary bomb. That's a great bomb there.
Angle reference.
I don't know if Don't was trying to slow down there. It looked like he might have been able to avoid it if he just didn't trick, but it's an almost perfectly placed bomb. Really, really, really hard to avoid.
Yeah. It kind of just appeared out of nowhere. What can you do? But
It looks like Don't's opting to shroom up. It'll be interesting to see if he wants to get more coins here, or if he's just going to try and push for the front, because Mist already has a lot of front presence. You see a ton of green up there. Then maybe it's better for him to just stay back and Maybe get some shots, but it looks like he's going up here. Trying to challenge the Kutztown front. Drops the bomb. Great, gets Bo.
Kind of easy to pick Bo out among the sea of green and yellow, being the only peach.
Yeah, but Don't's getting... Oh,
oh my goodness!
Yeah, and I think 2 of those were from his own teammates. That's a bit unfortunate, but I think he's kind of forced it back here.
It's not the worst position because, as you mentioned, exactly why it's okay to have frag presence. Because now you're holding blue. Honestly, if I'm Don't, I just drop to 12 here. I don't want the person behind me taking it with a ghost. So I just want to hold this, let my team maintain those top spots. If Kutztown takes over 1, then I can throw the blue. I think Kutztown is in 1 now.
Yeah, Kutztown is in 1, but the call hasn't been made. Looks like the blue is still being on. Maybe they're looking into shrimming up and passing it.
Oh, there's the
now
blue.
they're this blue. Now Don't's looking to catch up. Bo's also in the back here. It's a really, really chaotic ending section, so a lot of things can happen right now.
Did you see a blue explosion on the map? I guess it had to have.
Yeah.
It had to have happened because now it looks like there's the Birdo in 1.
Yep.
That's a really close top pack.
Yeah, Bo's looking to catch up right here. Gets a couple of shrimps. Probably not going to be enough to get a ton of spots. Maybe Silver can do something with that horn. Oh, it looks like he line failed and went way wide, so Bo's able to take 6 plates here.
I think also one of the Michigan State players just got trailed at the line. Yeah, Zach got hit out, lost a spot for it.
Still, top 2-4, fantastic race for Mist, and that's why you picked this track immediately. You're just declaring, hey, I know that we can play this track better than you. That's why they're positive now, up 10.
Yes, just like you said, it was a skill check. Michigan State challenged Kutztown, hey, do you know how to play this track? And clearly Michigan State was proved their expertise here.
Yeah. Again, Cooper Kid coming out from Kutztown looks like they're very, very eager to play this track, but it is great from their spots here, especially if they can get that shroom and then just establish a top presence. It's really hard to break that without a shock on this track.
Mm-hmm. And even though
on the other side...
sorry, voice crack. Even though Kutztown had a lot of bottom presence, I think there's only been the 1 shock. No, there were 2 shocks, because there was the one on... Has there only been 1? Because there was one on Wild Woods.
Yeah, there's one on Wild Woods. I think that's the only one.
Yeah, because there wasn't one on Pinball.
Yeah. So I think it's also looks like they're not dropping back quite far enough to pull the shock, or no one's really committing to go for the shock as much. With the space on the pack, it's always looking really tight, looking like a lot of people are directly coming to go up. But, you know, that's a good strategy on this track especially, where at the very start you just want to establish tops and just go.
Yeah, especially because that first set is the only set on the track you're going to get by driving it normally. Otherwise, you might pick up a box in the river, but you'd have to go out of your way to try and get more items, which does make comebacks, especially with shock, very common on this track. But Kutztown has an early top 2 because they were just the first shroomers, and this is not going to be very easy to break with very limited items, because you either have to go wide for items and lose time, or take optimal lines and have fewer chances to get out tops.
Yeah, so I'm looking to see right now is those 2 green Yoshis in the back to stop at this first set. I think it's really necessary here, especially when Kutztown has a top 3. There's like people in 4-5 are going to be looking to shroom up and try to displace Bo here, but Boomerang behind them is going to make that a little bit hard.
Mm-hmm. Especially having double defense so early. And look at that break in top 2 right there.
It's just this big bunch just going to hold the star and hope that someone behind him can kill. Or he's going to go for all of the items to see if he himself can pull here.
I think those back spots... Those back spots are getting to distance. Bottom 2 could pull shot here.
That's a team kill. That's really, really going to hurt them right now.
I think...
I don't really need that star to go all the way up.
That is a lot of Kutztown in tops. I think that's at least top 4. It might be top 5.
No, it's just top 4.
No, it's Lego Balls here.
Yeah.
So it's like top 5-7? Wait, no, there are 2 Kutztown players in the back.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm a blind old man.
The Green Birdo is pretty close to yellow, but let's see what Don't can do with the star and 4. Now, if they're able to pull shock, this would be incredibly lucrative, but I think he just has to horn this red out. Make sure they can't be up to something.
Great
nice.
play.
Yeah.
I think now you just hold this 3. You can toss the red because your teammate's behind you. Maybe you hit Bo without defense, but just hold your 3. Watch your bomb.
Oh, and he goes straight off the waterfall, bombing a couple of innocent fishes, but they still achieved with their goals. Got the top 2 coming in here.
Fried fish. That's why the...
Oh, 3 through 8.
Wow.
Positive race for Michigan State.
We also saw the blue coming out late, so one of the Kutztown players did end up holding blue. So it's a good thing that they managed to hold the top two, but top two doesn't win you a race. You need some more spots than that.
Let's see what they want for all mids. They're gonna take a little bit of time to decide. It looks like Mist is plays Ice World a lot of times and Royal Raceway. Maybe they're looking for one of those.
I could see Ice World getting picked here.
Don't swap into Teddy. Movie Highway maybe? Rainbow Road.
This makes a bit of sense. Because, I mean, I know teams sometimes pick this as an anti-1, where if 2 or 3 pulls are red, you insta-kill the guy in 1 and you've got tops.
Yeah. I think the gamble's a little bit tough, though, because I would much rather be playing Scooty on Ribbon Road here.
Yeah.
Maybe not in time trials, but Scooty makes a lot of sense when you are playing it online. You just need to be able to, get all of those turns, get all of the strats coming cleanly every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ribbon Road, what Mist did with Vancouver, that's what Kutztown's doing right now with Ribbon Road. They're saying, I don't think you can drive this track, and we're about to prove it.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. This track is very technical, like the Kutztown player.
You can see pretty fast if someone's very, very practiced on this track or not. For example, doing that mini turbo trick right there is a really good strategy, and if nobody's doing that, then they're going to be losing tops. It looks like they lost tops really quickly, but able to get it back with a little bit of unfortunate team play.
This is the hard part of the track for most players, is trying to get these 2 cuts consistently, especially getting the alignment for the second one. It's not easy to figure out. There's a strategy you can do it consistently with smart steering, but the lineup can be a bit tricky. Don't expertly maneuvering that second cut there, although having to slow down because Zach has the triple reds.
Yeah, and those triple greens were a little bit unfortunate there because it forced Don't to go off the track and not be able to run that shroom up, and it also team killed Silver, so a little bit disastrous for Mist tops, but it looks like they're still able to hold on to most of them. Top 2.
Also, that's a lot of green in the front. That's a Kutztown. It was a Kutztown bottom 5. I don't know if that green Yoshi is lagging or not. Okay, well, Kutztown has worked their way up to the.
Right there. That bump's getting
killed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate there because I think the only reason Don't got bumped off is because his teammate wasn't going for the cut. So it's a lot of value in every single person of the team being able to do all of the correct lines. And maybe Kutztown's looking to see if they can use that to come back right now. First place is gone, so this could be very, very highest chance to shock, and 2 stars is exactly what you want to see there.
Yeah, no matter who pulls shock, Don't is dodging this. That's an unfortunate team kill. Maybe he didn't get him, but
that's a blooper. That's not what you want to see. Because now he sort of has to hold the star, I think.
Get ready, activate blooper.
Yeah. Target blooper somehow.
He should pull a shroom. No shroom. And he fires at his
maybe holding the star there.
Michigan State does hold on to 1, but it looks like Kutztown was able to turn around that bottom 5. That's 2, 3, 4.
No, 2, 3, 6.
Yeah, that's a winning race for Kutztown, and this is what prime time is. It's even. Wow, that was a big race for Kutztown.
Yeah. Again, they immediately declared, I don't think you guys know how to drive this track. I don't know if you guys know how to do the strategies on this track, and immediately proved it by getting that plus 18.
Yeah. Now, what does Michigan State go here for 1-0?
EP3. Very, very classic 1-0. Had a lot of experience playing this myself, and the plan is 1 just goes really, really fast. That's pretty much it. You can bump 2 and 3 out, take the Nisk, and 1 can just be gone, especially when you get 2 items there. The benefit of getting those 2 items is that you get that coin first and then the trail. So they can't get too close to you, and you get to coin up. And on a track where the world record only gets 8 coins, there's a lot of merit to having this coin.
I guess that is true. Also, and I guess as a side note, even though there are only 2 item sets on this track, it doesn't mean that this track won't have some crazy things happening. I think this track it's like this track, Moo Moo, and I guess by technicality, Baby Park are the only tracks with 2 item sets in a lap.
Yeah,
I might be missing one.
Oh, that's not what you want to see, though. Looks like first place took the quick quite well. Yeah, Nova's looks like they've taken a break here, but it's all Kutztown behind other than him and Don't.
And this is something you also see some teams do on DP3 is because there's so much off-road to drive over, you can easily bag on this track. Although it can be seen a bit coin flippy because like, oh, what if somebody pulls shock?
This is really interesting. I feel like those about to trail his mate here. Oh, he makes it through, and now he's catching up to Nova a little bit here. Opting to try and just get him here.
Yeah, Bo needs to play aggressive in this top spot because there's
That's a
a
really
lot of
unfortunate
cuts
line
down
fail,
in the
though.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, now the space that Nova has makes it really, really hard to throw that green, but, you know, get someone else with it. Job done.
Yeah, also burning that
Pretty
shroom,
sure.
so that Michigan State player can no longer shroom up here. Oh,
Yeah, taking the safe version of the Nisk, pulls it off quite well. Looks like Bo's going to be in one after this blue shell.
I was wondering if Nova, with their teammates right behind him, might have tried to stop in the water to try and catch Bo with the blue explosion.
Yeah, that would have been a great idea, but looks like Kutztown's making a comeback right here. A lot of them are in stars, and they're all taking those off-road cuts. Oh, opts to try and trail him, but doesn't quite get it. So Mist will get 2 there, but it looks like it's all Kutztown otherwise.
Yeah, it's 1-3-4 for Kutztown, so they should be in the lead. Yeah, I think
19-12 here.
1-3-4 is even, isn't it? So that's +4?
No,
Oh, +2.
+2. Very,
Okay.
very close.
Last GP, and it's still very much anyone's game. And
Yeah, Respado
This
is
is-
saying in chat right now, people are gaslighting us into thinking this is a bagger. But, you know, it looks like it worked out for Kutztown, because all of them were able to run stars up into top spots and just take all the top spots away from Michigan.
especially because DP3 is such a slippery track. There's those wet spots. And that's part of what makes the time trial so miserable is because if you touch the wet spot on the road, you lose traction. Whereas if you stay on the dry spots, you keep your traction. Stars ignore the wet spots when it comes to your traction stat. So being able to grab a star or mushrooms also ignore the traction for lap 3 allows you to take those faster lines.
Looks like we're going to Sweet Sweet Canyon. Another drafter. Looks like Michigan State's opting for this. Yeah, we'll see how it goes here. It's mostly pretty solid track for getting just a nice draft to start it off, taking out this guy in first and going. So we'll see if they can get draft here or on the massive corner that comes after the cannon.
Yeah, that massive corner, and then also the big shroom cut at the end of the lap is really going to determine how this race plays out.
Bo's going to have a little bit of a hard time keeping up with the Scooties here. Just doesn't manage to squeeze out the mini turbo, but I think he's still in the top here.
He should be, especially with 4 coins in 1.
Yeah, he's all coined up. He's got double defense. This is exactly the spot that you want to be in first place. Looks like a couple of his teammates are behind him, but the pack's really tight. We'll see it. Oh, that's a great snipe. Looks like don't snipe Bo out immediately. And Bo didn't
Had
get a
no
box.
box.
Oh, and
that
Ricky
bomb.
got a bomb there.
I think it killed one of his teammates in the back too, unfortunately. Just a really tough
Yeah.
bounce.
I also
I feel
think
like
it's
this-
probably a bit of a panic throw as well, seeing that Bo's right next to him. But I think now's the
Yeah.
point in time where they're saying we probably need shock here. There's a cannon set, so it makes pulling shock a little bit easier. We see a missed player stopping, and we see one Kutztown player stopping.
There is somebody in Ghost, so Kutztown might be 3 of bottom 4, which gives them better shock odds.
Oh, and that's a star in 6th. Now Bo can hold on to this. Use that shoot
Oh,
for the cut maybe.
there is no way those bottom spots. Yeah, Kutztown is 3 of bottom 4. There's no way those bottom 4 I think is all at shock distance. Let me pull up the map.
Looks like Bo is electing to use the star really, really early. It's a bit odd when your team is probably potentially going for shock and you want that dodge to be all the way there, and yeah, he's going to get redded for it. A little
Unfortunate.
unfortunate that pulls 4 reds there.
Oh, don't
and
stop!
Bo
Don't
gets
stop more where
triples.
that came from. That is a Michigan State
Missed top
top.
3? Maybe top 4.
It might be more. Oh no,
Oh,
Lego
there's
Ball
Lego Ball.
survived.
And there goes Lego Ball.
They're in
Wants to be
pocket,
great. Let's see
so
if we
late-
can line up
yeah.
the back here.
Late blue shell's not going to do anything unless it goes blue path.
It's interesting to see if, yep, there goes the attempt. He's going to burn the horn too. He's looking for that shroom. In first place, really far ahead so he gets the triple
Oh.
shrooms.
Triple
Fantastic for
shrooms.
down here.
Yeah, secures that second place. That is top
Yeah, potentially top 2 4, top 2 4 5. Maybe? Ah, there's somebody who goes. This is like still a really, really good race. for Michigan State. Well played from
10
Joe.
12. Yeah, 10-12 inhibits it a little bit, but Michigan State should take a nice lead here, where you can have a bunch of even races and still hold out.
Yeah. That was a wrecking ball for Michigan State right there. Destroyed everything Kutztown had in front, and then immediately backed it up with the Shrimps. So nice top two. Great place to get everyone out of the middle.
And of course, picking the very standard top two track, because you get top two coins on high roll. Even though there are coins everywhere, getting your top two spots a coin advantage early, denying it from those mid spots from your opponent. And even in bottom two, you can pull a shroom and shroom up on that cut on the first turn. And then on the Kutztown side, you've got Waluigi Stadium, my team's personal favorite, like shroom up track, reset track. If we've got bottom spots, that's where we go to. But go into high roll. Michigan State looking to take a really nice advantage of these top spots that Sweet Sweet gave them.
Yeah, so Hyro's a little bit interesting here because first and second place, yeah, they get those coins, but they also really, really have to be on top of their lines here. Otherwise, they're just going to get caught up to other people streaming from the mid spots. So it's one where it really rewards you for having the perfect lines at the start, but once you're there, you're just gone because everyone has coins there, and when you're in the top, you get first priority to all of the coins and just can steal them away from everyone. Looks like Kutztown potentially lagging away some of those coins, don't going for the proper MT trick stats, getting really close to Geld, and Geld's taken out, so now he's in first place.
I'm sorry, I was not familiar that Red Chill skipped players. Oh wait, never mind, I am. I play this game online.
Dont's got his point count up right now. He's got plenty of space for second place, so quite a good spot for Don't. He's going to need to just run harder and harder and harder away from the Kutztown 2-3 over here. Beautiful.
Really nice shortcut, yeah.
Let's see if Ricky is able to catch up here. No, plenty and plenty of space.
Yeah,
a lot of this in the back spots.
Maybe watch for a shroom up here. No shroom ups. Okay, so Don't will hold this one with double defense nonetheless. And very smartly opting to go for those coins, even though it's a little bit wider, you can deny them from the Kutztown players behind you, which allows you to keep your top speed above theirs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so this looks like first is quite gone, so I'll be interested to see if anyone's stopping. It doesn't look like anyone's stopping at any sets. So I don't know if that's indicative of them having shock or them not thinking they need shock right now. A lot of people in dodges in the back, but it doesn't even look like Dont's being bothered until right now when the first red starts coming. Yeah, I'm guessing that
I think that's 2 through 6 is very, very close, and then the bottom 6 are a little bit further back. That's a Kutztown shock. I think that's a Kutztown shock. Like, it got one after set, but I'm pretty sure that was a yellow dodge. It was.
The question is this even enough to get into first place here? Like, generally people hold shock to be used after the next set over here because there's a massive, massive length of time that you don't get another box for, but here everyone's growing and getting the glider. So it looks like Don't is still able to hold his breakaway in first, but it does look like right now, Mist is a lot of the bottom spots behind here. Maybe the hope is damage to grab everything.
Watch for this fire before the shortcut. No dice. Watch for the plant.
Ooh,
just plant wasn't hungry. No, that back. It got one of each team.
Yeah. Oh, and that plant's really unfortunate there for Bo.
Makes up for the plant that didn't bite him coming out of the Nist. That's an unlucky bottom 2 for Kutztown.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good race for
little
Michigan
bit,
State.
though. They got 2-4 from that shock, but not exactly what you want to see.
Now, here's a thought that you could give to Michigan State. You're up 22. I'm assuming that these teams have agreed that repicks are off. Does Michigan State try and snipe one of Kutztown's picks here? Or do you think that they just secure the win in match 1?
I think they want to secure the win. I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's worth trying to pick your opponent's best track when you're not already clearly winning. Because there's always a chance, even if you're at better spots than even if you think that you're not going to get a -24, there's always the chance that something disastrous can happen, and then you've just thrown away your advantage for effectively nothing. So I think I like what Mist is doing here, just picking a track that they're comfortable on, securing the win, and then they can worry about what tracks are going to come next. So securing this win, hey, maybe they can even waste 12 tracks in game 2.
Maybe. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like Michigan State has gotten a lot of track picks.
Yeah, I do feel like that's true.
I know Kutztown got the first 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 so far. So
this would be their 7th?
Even? This would be their 7th. No, this would be their 6th.
Is it their 6th? Let's see.
Yeah,
they got 5. No, because they got Wildwoods, Amsterdam. Amsterdam was not Kutztown. It was Michigan State.
Anyway, so it looks like Bo's drafting up here, and I actually hate getting drafts on this section because when you draft in the air, people just catch up to you. But this Shroom is going to be Bo's ticket to the front, and he opts to use it early instead of saving for the cut. Maybe this is showing a little bit of discomfort on the track, and maybe this is also why Mist picks it, because they think that they can do the strategies much better. If you're able to take that cut that's coming up right here on the glider, then you're just gone in first place. And you can even be gone with a star, or gone with tons of coins.
Yeah, this track is just a skill check. It is, any team that picks it is telling the other team, I bet we know the tech better than you, and we're going to prove it.
Let's see what Bo wants to do here. Looks like Bo's trying to just get back to the front as fast as possible. It's also a really, relatively slow amount of coins in this track. Especially coming up here, we have to go very, very far out of your way just to get 1 or 2 coins. So, looks like Bo's just going to run up Shrooms. Just, again, a perfectly viable strat, especially on lap 3 when there's a ton of...
Oh, watch for the trail!
Whoa. Yeah. Bo didn't appreciate the traffic cone, so he decided to run into it with full speed. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out for him.
Yeah, that's not how speed bumps work in real life.
It is how speed bumps work in real life. If you run into a speed bump at 70 miles per hour, you're going to break your car.
No, you trick off of it, and then you get a speed boost when you land.
Yeah, let's see you try that on the Nebraska highways.
I don't think I've seen a single speed bump in Nebraska, now that I think about it.
Yeah, looks like Bo pulls a Blue
real...
Shell 6. That's really, really good here. Oh, it saves the start too.
Oh, but he has a horn.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Look at the amount of dodges that are in the back. Like, it looks like this is when everything's starting to go off. They can get a shock right here. Yeah, it looks like it's top 6 right now. Ah,
there was a Michigan State player got hit, but this might be game 1.
And honestly, I think it's just really smart play from this. They were able to pull the items that they needed and translate it into this top 5, probably?
Well, yeah. That is probably enough to pull the curtain on game 1 here.
Yeah, top 2, 4, 5,
should
7,
be.
10. I think that's enough.
That should be. That's got to be at least plus 18, yeah.
Yeah. And now the question is, you were asking.
Does Michigan pick Mute City here?
Yes, and that's exactly what I was going to say. I think they're going to pick Mute City.
I think, if I don't, I think I do.
And the question is, what is Kutztown? Yep, there we go. What is Kutztown going to retaliate with? They want to waste the pick as well. Maybe Ninja Hideaway, Yoshi's Island, things that they don't feel comfortable on?
I think to answer this question, I'd probably have to see one of the warbots to understand.
Hideaway, there we go.
Ninja Hideaway. Alright, here's the suspense.
Yeah,
Which
both teams
track?
are declaring, I don't know how to drive Ninja Hideaway. The other team's saying, I don't know how to drive Mute City. So, let's get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a smart play, too.
Yeah, I think this is, both teams benefit so much from their opponent's track being picked. Because you see this Ninja Hideaway being picked, and now suddenly can't get a free break in first, especially if you think that your team is not a good team on Ninja Hideaway, which I would say, curiously enough, hold for most CKL teams. I mean, this is just not a track that sees a lot of play, gets a lot of practice, and that's why Mist practices it.
Yeah, this is a very similar effect. Yeah, it's a massive skill diff. That shortcut in the early section of the racetrack is not the easiest, and it's also very easy to get bumped out.
Downs is absolutely unafraid of bumps in first place. Goes for the fast trick here, and now probably going to go for coins. Looks like Adler's got defense behind him too. Maybe he trails out Kutztown player.
Yeah, if I'm in top spots, I always go for these coins because this track, Wario spent all of his money on the aesthetics and didn't leave any for the coins on the track.
Yeah. It's sort of good to point out that there are a lot of coins laid up in these lines over here, but people are in the front are going to be sucking those up immediately, so it's really hard to get it if you're not just in first place pulling coin boxes or in first place running through every single coin. Now this bomb is going to be very interesting.
Teammates in...
Oh,
he's got top 3.
Yeah.
So
I think this could be incredibly deadly if he just places it on the top path out of a blind corner and tells his teammates to go around it. Maybe he also wants to hold it here. Let's see.
There are a lot of tight corners on this map that you can fight a bomb around.
Yeah.
Honestly, depending on what your teammate has behind you...
Where did he throw it? Forward or backwards?
I think he threw it...
off the edge.
Yeah, I think it went off the edge. I just saw the explosion over the glider. I was going to say, in a situation where your teammate's in 2...
Oh, there we go. Maybe your sniper. Oh, snapped his
I
own
think it's on
teammate
teammate.
too. Yeah, he's doing a lot of work there. I think he's just planning to hit a lot of the people out, make them lose their coins, and maybe stop here. It looked like he was slowing down to hit him. Now he's going forward. Now this is great. He can hold on to this, maybe use it for the chaotic ending. But the question is, how much spots can you actually catch up with this? Yes, you're going to be taking this cut a lot faster than everyone else, but most of the people in the back also have shrooms, so you kind of need some offensive items to break those tops.
Yeah. I think we're seeing why Kutztown really wanted to burn this track early.
Yeah. As much as you'd want to, you cannot throw a mushroom after this top 3, so they're just going to keep it here.
I mean, it'd be really cool. Hey,
yeah,
Mario Kart 9 feature, you can throw mushrooms at your teammates to give them speed boost. So you get like the guy in second place throwing his shroom at the guy in first place to dodge a blue.
That'd be epic. Yeah,
Nintendo, make it happen, please.
Yeah, Mist secures the win here, and that's game 1. So very, very comfortable win over here. It was very close in the middle, and then Mist just pulled away. And it seemed like it came down to those track picks. Like, Mist did get a lot of track picks, but every time they got a track pick, they really made it count. They got all of their big races on their specialty tracks.
Yeah, so, I was going to point that out. Like, their Sweet Sweet Canyon race was big, their Piranha Plant Cove race was big. So, those were kind of the difference makers. It'll be interesting to see what Michigan State has in their back pocket going forward, because, like I've mentioned a few too many times on the stream, Michigan State cannot play any of those tracks again, and Kutztown cannot play any of the tracks that they've picked. Notably, there are still some specialties still on the table. Big one being Mute City for Kutztown. They also have Toad Harbor and Waluigi Stadium in their back pockets. And in this game too, I think it's no holds barred. You got to use everything to try and force that game 3.
Yeah. And from what Don'ts told me, they have a lot of tracks in their back pocket that they weren't forced to pick here. And that's sometimes the really good thing about game 1. Like, if you're able to build your momentum up quickly, you can even save the tracks that you don't really want to use and you think you can use as just a, what's it called, twisting a knife on your opponents in game 2. So I'll be really interested to see when Rice World gets pulled out, because again, that's one where it's a real skill check on the opponents. Like, can they do the lines? Can they avoid getting bumped off? Same with Move Your Highway. If you run into the bomb car, you're toast. But hey, we'll see what happens in game 2. Very excited to see the conclusion here. We'll go to game 3. We'll be a 2-0. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll find out in just a bit. Stay tuned. And welcome back. We've got a very exciting Game 2 ahead of us. As a reminder, Michigan State managed to clinch the first game right at the tail end of those 12 races. D-Mouse, what do you think some adjustments or audibles are going to be called here in this Game 2? What do you think is going to change?
I think on the Kutztown side, I think I want to see a little bit more commitment for going for the shock there. Because it looked like a lot of the times, like, people are sort of bagging, they're bagging sometimes, but it doesn't look like they're really committing or really spacing out to the point where they're, like, trying to pull shock very actively. I think that kind of showed as well, because there's only one shock across the 12 races. So maybe that'll help Kutztown more, especially on the tracks where Michigan State is picking, hey, we know that we can strategize on this better, we know we can drive lines on it better, Kutztown just got to go. But hey, we got the shock, and then kill them.
Mm-hmm. I agree, and there were some of those races that I was genuinely shocked that there wasn't a shock pull, and I don't know if that pun was intended or not. Races like Koopa Cape, no shock is kind of crazy. Sweet Sweet, no shock. Cove, no shock. DP3, no shock. There were a lot of teams at distance that didn't pull, and I'm very curious to see the adjustments, because I do agree. I think Kutztown needs to try and recognize when they need it more, but Michigan State can't just let them sit there for free. So they need to... Michigan State was doing a good job of monitoring those back spots in Game 1, and they need to make sure they do that again here in Game 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I think on the miss side, really what seems to be working a lot is the tracks that they're confident on, they're just picking up the top spots immediately and never letting go. I think that's really, really good to see from them. And more of the same is definitely the path to victory.
And you could argue that some of the way that Game 1 went was due to the track picks. While Michigan State did end up winning the track pick battle 7-5, that last Kutztown pick kind of feels like a Michigan State pick because they picked Michigan State's track. So we have 8 Michigan State tracks off the board here for the remainder of this series.
Yeah, anyway, excited to see what's happening soon, and let's take it over to the players. Look like they're all in the room.
Yeah, and I will go ahead and give them the go-ahead to get started. I'm going to assume that is Michigan State on the green default me.
Probably. I mean, we
it
don't
looks
know
like,
until we see soon. There's a rally in there as well.
Yeah, we also had a substitution on the Kutztown side, because that is Sunsets Me in the bottom left.
Oh, very cool. Wonder who that's subbed for, but I guess we'll see as soon as the lineups pop up.
Yeah, because who was... I mean, I could go look at the lineups. We have the thread.
Sunset...
I can read.
I believe Sunset, she plays inward, correct?
Yes. Her combo is Iggy on Inside Drift.
Yeah, I wonder if this affects the track picks that they're looking to play at all.
It might also affect the track picks that Michigan State goes for. If they find Sunset in a higher position, maybe they will pick something that's a little bit less favored towards the inside bikers.
Yeah, I mean, all it needs to do is turn into a lounge room. They see an inward in any spot, anywhere in the track, and suddenly 7 mushroom gorges pop up.
Guilty as charged on that one.
Yeah. People just see the folks on the Yoshi bike and they're just like, no, this can't be allowed. Swap off.
Here in the CKL stream, we wholly endorse all of our Inside Drift players, as we love you all, as you are all a very vital part of our community, and we will not mock you as much for playing Inside Drift.
Hard to agree on that. Alright, let's see what they're going for here. Romavanti and R-Dubs. Now, R-Dubs, very, very classic runner. So really, really hard to dislodge first, especially if first has a lot of players to, soak up the shells coming from the behind. And yeah, I think Kutztown's really looking to start chaining runners, get a little bit of momentum, and start this game off strong. But Romavanti's not really going to help with that. Especially when it potentially Kutztown is top 6. I think Kutztown is top 6.
Who did...
Riffy
stopped out. Yeah.
Riffy Brilla.
Free my goat, Riffy.
Right now,
There is. Oh, it's Iggy. Is that the Comet?
I think so. Aesthetically pleasing, maybe, getting a contrast of the red on green instead of just boring old green on green as you see from all the other Yoshi bikers.
Oh, so it's Merry Mountain colors. Is this a
Exactly.
hint that Kutztown will be picking Merry Mountain?
I sure hope not. And we're
What's
looking
wrong
to
with
see
that?
if. I don't know, man.
Great pull. Double shrooms, early section. Dont's gonna look to try and get into one right here.
Pulls off that shortcut pretty well, doesn't get nipped by that little bit of off-road at the end, and it looks like he's going to take a little bit more space from Bo in second here. Having that defense in first is going to go a long way, as well as that, getting that mini turbo trick and getting the coins here.
There's a
Dont's
lot of
able to
green.
get his coins up.
There's a lot of green in top spots. This is where we need to see that Kutztown adjustment. Someone in the back for Kutztown needs to drop.
Yeah, let's see Bo. There he goes. Looks like Bo's dropping.
There's 2
much
players
harder.
dropping. Even
This
3 players
is
dropping.
not wave 4 though, so there's 2 green shells. Not really what you want to see while you're bagging, but you get another chance very, very soon. Yeah, that green might connect? No, not quite. Golden's not really what you want to see here, especially with the next set being so close, but maybe it doesn't hurt too much because Bo's presumably looking. Oh, he gets forced to drop out here. Yeah, this is some good distance. It's definitely shock distance. See if he pulls anything. Another golden. One more chance here before it becomes a little bit too late.
Oh, Michigan State has it.
Michigan has it. If I'm Michigan State, I want to call this immediately. We can't let anyone dodge here. There we go. Bo dodges, but that's 2 dodges, pretty low spots, but it gets all of the tops in this set. So maybe that's just good enough here.
Bo actually. All these players are playing shrooms. Yeah, pop that star now.
Quite good if you can hit anyone with it. Just needs to be careful not to hit anomaly, but these shrooms are going to be really good to get through. Is he going to be able to sneak through? Nope.
Oh, that's a
Gets
tough
trailed
trail.
by Feld. Maybe get started here too. Now he gets right through.
Nope.
6th place.
That is Teddy invincibility on top right there. A Scooty player would have died 7 times over.
It looks like Mist got all the odds almost. This should be a pretty good race for him.
Mist got 12. I think Kutztown was like 9-10.
Iggy, the green.
Yeah.
Yeah. +4. Good race for Michigan State. That's exactly what you want to do with Rome. Just gets that bot 6, everyone gets shrooms, and then suddenly it's a runner.
It's Train Bow at home.
Yeah, Trainbow home. Especially since Trainbow can't be picked anymore. So let's see what Bo wants to go for. Cheap Beach. Now, I think Bo's a big fan of this. Went to a LAN that he was attending a couple weeks ago, and man was putting in the work on time trialing Cheap Beach, picked Cheap Beach in the actual match. So definitely a comfort try for Kutztown. A little bit surprising, but it's not the easiest to drive. Like sometimes people just make a couple of mistakes there, and when you make a couple of mistakes on this track, it's really easy to get very far behind. So let's see how it goes here.
A Michigan State going with what I call the everything track, because I don't think that there are bad spots to pick this track for, except for maybe top 6.
Yeah, Royal Raceway, it's a good track to keep a lead on, I think, but also has the benefit of having a ton of shortcuts at the end. So that is still viable here. Looking for shock is still definitely something people do, but a lot of teams, they either want to drop people out super early, or they're just going to aggressively run this at the very start. Looks like someone's going backwards, so...
I was about to point that out. There was a green birdo going the wrong direction.
Yeah, so this is probably part of the strategy that they've worked up here, is send someone in the far back to pick up points and just be worried about shock the entire time. But that could come at a cost of losing a lot of the top spots, and looks like behind 1, it's all Kutztown. Yeah, goes in the back here with a couple of shrooms. He's full on coins, and now maybe it's time to just go right up here. Missing the drift there is not great, but he does have shrooms to recover. Opting to go for the doubles here. Looks like he's trying to pick up a dodge here. No, he's going for shock immediately.
Yeah, it looks like he needs it. Hang on, pulling up the shock map again.
Doesn't look like he's quite far enough away. I think that you need to be a little bit far ahead, but don't send first right now.
They are
for
at
sure.
distance now. Those bottom 4 spots are at distance. And they'll be at distance again right before these top spots go off the glider ramp.
Yeah.
Which, there is very clearly enough distance between that. Blue shell.
It looks like Miss is just giving them the odds for shock here. Don't really know if Don't wants to be the first to, given that Silver has.
Yeah, you want your.
shrimp.
Oh, he pulled the shroom anyways.
Silver messed it up
whoa.
though.
I
It's
think
really
I
bad
might
here.
have gotten ghosted.
Possibly? I don't know though.
Yeah, I think I only see 11 players on the map. It might have been a ghost. It could be.
Anomalies in first now. Don't's gonna try to dislodge this as fast as he can. And maybe he shrimps up and tries to trail Anomaly immediately. Oh, Anomaly's just giving him first, I think.
Maybe Don't.
God.
I think Don't might just be faster here.
Yeah, maybe Anomaly's not pulling coins. But yeah, it looks like he's opting to hold this mushroom for the big shortcut at the end, knowing that Anomaly probably doesn't have a shrimp.
Yep. And also with the red shell here, now it's a. Oh, but the blue
Blue's
shell.
out immediately. Is he gonna make this? Doesn't look like it.
No, he's gonna get blued on the line. He's gonna probably try for a desperate back here.
Does he get him?
Get it. That's gonna
No.
be a Kutztown
Maybe he gets
one.
horned? That's not one. Great stuff from Anomaly, just being able to hold up against all of the Mist players there. Looks like Mist did get a ton of the spots behind. Like, that's a 2 through 5. Great race for Mist.
168 is not enough to win you the race. Ooh, yeah, that's not the kind of race you wanted to see from Kutztown. Now, what kind of 1-0 does Kutztown pick here? It's a bit harder
Hey, my
to
money's on
justify.
Mid-City.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is probably one of the better spots you're going to get to rip it.
Yeah, Grumble Volcano as well, going for as the anti-1 here. What do you think of this track, Labub? Grumble Volcano.
They have very fond memories from Summer Switch Up with a 180 direction change of in our first match that was streamed against Buns, we got a top 6 on like race 3, which flipped the match from like a -20 to a +20. So
That's on
it's
Grumble Volcano?
it was on Grumble Volcano, so it kind of just holds a special place to me for that.
Yeah. Well, looks like we're going to Boule, and now this is the Anomaly special. So, got to be on the lookout for Anomaly getting a massive break here. It's his favorite track. Practices it all the time, has great results on it, so that's probably why we picked it over here, seeing that he's the one who got first. The only question is he going to be able to hold first? Given that Mist is everything behind him, the chances that they're going to pull a red shell is very, very likely here. But I think if he can make it to the NIST, he's probably gone.
Yeah. The other thing about this track, even though this could be a low diff thing, and I might be exposing myself here, it feels like this track is very comebackable as well, because the back half of this track is really claustrophobic, and if you pull a bill, you bill into this shortcut, and it takes you to the finish line.
Yeah, it's a pretty good bill extension. I'd say it's a bit harder to catch up here, especially since, oh my god, what a bomb snap. I think that was gelled. I think that was gelled. I think Gelled hit
so?
Bow with that and also hit Dumped. That was Bow.
It was a bow bomb, yeah. So,
A bit unfortunate that he hits himself out, because I think that just gave Mist all of the tops, but it looks like cuts down 3-4 maybe. This triple green's gonna be really, really hard to dislodge. Yeah. Now let's see if the reason I
That's
don't
some
like this
shrooms.
track is gonna come into play here.
like, getting bumped off the...
Nope, there we go. See who the red shell hit there?
Oh,
people
yeah,
just
this track is
disappearing,
so
everyone's
horribly
gone.
laggy.
Yeah, Sussex in first now, really great. I think
Two
he did
shrooms
left
as
side
well.
cut. Yeah, 2 shrooms as well. Now Don't just has to go for the snipe. Fantastic snipe there. Yeah,
Yeah,
now
let's-
it's just all Bow and Don't. Oh, Bow misses the mini turbo there. Maybe
Final
he
throw
can
of the
hit him on
ring?
turn. No, it doesn't quite get it. Slips through the banana, and now the question is, can Bow just outline Don't in him? That's a great horn from Don't. Fantastic shot.
Although it
2 through 4
touchdown
for
being 2
touchdown.
through 4, 2 through 5. You play it safe. You don't have to go for any, like, you have so much distance between you and the bottom spots. Yeah, just play it. I mean, Bo's showing off, but you could have just taken the center path. Don't have to risk falling off. Just take your points where they are. And that 2 through 5 is going to allow Kutztown to walk out of this with a
Yeah,
positive differential.
straight reversal of the last race. Getting the 2
Mhm.
through 5 right there. But I think Michigan State had a very, very solid 2-3, and I think what happened there is Don't try to red. Who is it up there? Some Kutztown player.
Sunset.
And he was
It was Sunset.
Sunset when she was way, way too close to him, and you saw that the red went directly through the triple reds. I think knocked Gelled off the map, and then somebody else tried to take the rail cut and it fell off. And suddenly,
Oh, I think we might. Did we have a disconnect, maybe? Because there was one of the Miis that walked back onto the screen pretty late.
no, I don't think so.
I guess we'll find out.
But we'll find out. Yeah, but yeah, straight from that top 3 to just like nothing. Very, very quickly there.
I like how Kutztown is picking a runner here because they acknowledge the fact that they've got a lot of spots behind one, and if they just get one out, they have a group run on their hands. And,
Yeah, and
especially
the big
in a
part
track
about
like
this
Music...
one-
Yeah, Music Park is a very strong group run track because how do you come back? How do you break tops?
I think even bigger than that, it's just really, really easy to draft on this first turn. I think what they're banking on is right now that Don't's going to have to just get that coin and start taking the tight lines, and everyone behind him can just draft up onto him and try and murder him as best as they can. Let's see what Bo's opting to do here. If I was him, I'd just be going as tight to Lego Ball as possible and picking up this draft. There we go. And he's through and has a great chance to red down. And suddenly, bam, it's a top 3.
Yeah, a perfect start for Kutztown. That's exactly what you were looking for. Although, Michigan State's not out of it yet.
Yeah, so Phoenix is up here. Good
That
shot
is
from
such
Bo.
a demonic...
Whoa!
Oh, what the heck? I was about to say, that is an incredible pull for second place with first right next to you, but...
Yeah. He clips the corner just... Oh my god, what is happening? You know, this...
Oh no,
This looks like
Bo.
money gameplay sometimes. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. You know, you get into a bad line, you get into that, you can't really get out of that music note really easily. Gonna be honest. But that's
Yeah.
it's really unfortunate for Bo. Now Bo's all the way in the back, so we'll just call it advanced going for shock. Because now he's perfectly spaced out, they're gonna pull shock, it's gonna be all good. Getting
Or
the
don't
duel
pull a
is great.
bill. Unfortunately, driving past the really good bill spot on this track, because if you build
I don't
past the
think he
piano
wants to use
keys,
it.
yeah,
I think he
maybe
doesn't
we'll
want
hold
to
it.
use it. Oh, that's tough.
That's unlucky. Yeah, gotta use it to recover.
I imagine Don't was screaming, like, lose screens, lose screens, lose screens, lose screens, and then bang.
That's 2
Back
bills.
down. Yeah. Shock's very likely here. Don't know if you want
Who
Shock
threw
to be
that
likely
blue?
here.
Was that a Kutztown blue? Probably. Yeah. Oh! Here we go.
Combo, and there's the Shock. Now where'd you
They're
want
probably
to
gonna
use
wait for
this?
the Spartan player. Yep. He's out of bill in a top spot.
I think Sunset also wants to take extension here. So they might call him right before the super bounce, but if you can't take the super bounce, it's pretty powerful. Ready?
They're gonna call
Ready.
one here. Yep,
There we go.
right into set. Oh, there was a Michigan State player in a ghost in the top spot. I just saw them reappear on the map.
Yeah.
So
Great to salvage right there, but it looks like Kutztown is in a couple of top spots. Not enough, though. Definitely not
yeah,
enough.
it was
looks like
Don't. Don't might have bitten the player in the ghost.
Yeah. Great shortcut. He's gonna lay some banana traps? Nope. Yeah,
Probably
it looks
doesn't
like
wanna
it was just
risk it.
too... It just wasn't impactful enough, I think.
Yeah, unfortunate. It does. Michigan State will get 12, but yeah, that's
It was a great
tough.
race for missed.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing here was the Kutztown players, all of their dodges were very, very, very far back. You know, some bagging, some running into music blocks repeatedly, but it was just spaced out way too far. It's the point that they couldn't really catch up here. And that's really not what you want to see when you're holding Shock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Although we did see, intentionally or not, Kutztown is starting to go for those shocks.
And I think we've seen in every single race so far that Bo's been the one dropping out, looking for the Shock almost every time. And this time he pulled it. So maybe this adjustment is what they need. Like, if you just keep consistently pulling Shocks, you're going to be getting these winning races eventually.
Although
I think one
you
more
gotta-
element to add onto it is probably you need more people running up dodges. Like, it looked like everyone who had a dodge there was people just like naturally pulling the dodges in the back spot and then not really been able to catch up. Now the change is
also-
maybe if you have all of them in mid spots, then loose shocks become very lucrative.
I also wanted to bring up, Bo might not be the player you want to have going for shock, especially in an environment like this where Bo is one of the faster players in the room. Like, yes, Bo will be able to run up a dodge if he pulls it quickly, but like Bo also needs to be able to contest those top spots from Michigan
That's
State
true.
because I feel like Don't and Geld, the rest of Spartan Carton has just had the opportunity to free run.
Yeah, and I think they've done a pretty good job of that right here because they look to have broken down the missed front lines, and now Bo's in first with the shroom. Yeah, I'd
With
imagine
the
that he
break, nonetheless.
wants to. Yeah, I imagine that he probably wants to just use this, seeing that there's a couple of missed players behind him. But Sunset's up here to support, so maybe that's enough. No, there's the red.
Yep.
You know what? Setting yourself up for the shortcut, I don't hate the play.
Yeah, I
Sunset's
like that.
in front of the missed player. I wonder what happened. Maybe Nova clipped a little bit of the off when coming out.
Oh, second
yeah.
place coin sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Green Shell.
think especially in this spot, you really want to space yourself out from first place a little bit and get those 2 red shells. Instantly throws the red shell. Silver does not match that. And, whoa!
What?
Takes him back in kind. Bo just doesn't get that trail out in time. Did that come from the top half? Did it come from the top half?
I think so. I think Anomaly threw that and got the 2 Michigan State players. I think the Michigan State player in 1 is still holding on to a shroom. So I don't think this blue is going to do anything.
Oh, and Starred is not what you want to be right now. Like, that fire would have been so valuable if you have it right before that S turn. You know, it's like shooting fish in a barrel, and suddenly the barrel and the fish are all your teammates, and he's out.
Yeah, not a good spot. Although it looks like those top spots have... I think the top spots have... Nope, never mind. I was going to say, I think I saw some Kutztown in top, but instead this is...
Not at all.
All green.
Oh, and there's the shock. Both slow down. This is probably a Kutztown shock, and they get the tops after set, but they're running right into another set here. Now, the question is this going to give them enough time to catch up? Bo coming up in the star is great. That's less great. And probably has ruined the chances of them getting a big race here.
Yeah, just too little too late.
It's like a top 2 for Mist. It's definitely better than getting bot 5, so that shock was quite good to get the salvage. But I think possibly
that's okay.
It was just waited a little bit too long to use that. They did get everyone after the set. But again, there's a lot of people who were having trouble catching up after the shock, which we saw firsthand. Like, they got that shock, they dodged a couple of players, got everyone into set, and then sort of just didn't make up any spots. And that's because first and second, you know, the skill diff missed tracks are just coming out again, where they're saying, yeah, we know you guys know how to drive this, so we're just going to go, we're going to get a massive lead and run away with it.
And here comes one of those back pocket tracks from Kutztown. Interesting decision from Michigan State to pick Mute City here.
Yeah.
I wonder what the reasoning is. Maybe does Michigan State pick Mute City like ever?
I'm not too familiar with it, but we did watch Don't time trial this track before, and he was looking very consistent on these shortcuts. So, you know, maybe this is just ego picking them. Like, we know you love Mute City, we think we're better.
This time we had a DC, as Zach is no longer on the green default me. And also on 0 points after 5. Honestly, he should pick up the pace.
Yeah. You know, we talk about in-diffs don't matter, but scoring 0 points every track's not very good, you know? Kind of need a big book.
Yeah.
Here we go, we're about to see the US tops line. I think it's 4th US for Bo. So extremely comfortable on the track, ton of time trialing it. Let's see if you can catch up to Don't here. The red shell is step 1.
Yeah, but your teammate's right next to you.
Here. Chase him out right after. Great.
Yep, didn't pull. Shroom in pocket is fantastic, too. Alright, line up, don't get bumped.
Moment of truth.
Very clean.
Yep, clinical. Jeld also hits it, it looks like. Maybe he shrooms up? Didn't quite see it happening in backcam. Whoa.
Oh,
you know,
that green bounce.
Totally planned,
it
but
might
Jeld
be coming up
missed
still.
a little bit.
Watch for a back here. Geld electing to hold on to it.
Yeah. Looks like Kutztown's everything in the back, Mist is everything in the middle, but also, oh, that's a fantastic horn. It looks like they're just not at a distance to get shock, and there's not too many item sets in this track. There's like, what, 3? So if they want this shock, they're going to have to start going for it immediately. Now, Bo's opting for a Nisk here, and it's going to be itemless in the front. So a little bit of a strange decision. Like, maybe you want to go for doubles there. But having a top 3 is always good.
That's top 3 and a little... Oh, I was going to say, I think Steeping's up there, but they're getting comboed.
Yeah. Yeah, Kutztown's turning around. That's how he missed. It's our track. We own this track. It's our specialty. You guys can't touch us.
That's top 3, 6. And Michigan State notably in 12th. I don't know if there's distance. That's a really good ghost pull. Because this allows Don't to... Yep, that's what I was going to say. Maybe he shrooms up here.
He's doing the 2
goes
hop
for the
setup.
Nisk.
Ah, it misses it.
Oh, he clips the off-road. Although it looks like Michigan State managed to get one.
First.
Zach bombed on the line.
But don't
it was
manage
a
to
net
pass him down,
neutral.
place in one spot. Yep.
2,
Yeah,
4,
and
6,
Michigan State
all
gets a
evens.
great race
Yeah.
there.
All
all
odds.
odds for Michigan.
I think all odds
Yeah.
is plus 12.
That's sort of a statement right there. They're up 42. They get a winning race on Kutztown's favorite track, and they're saying, we're putting you to bed right now. It's over. This is where the mental game starts coming. Kutztown really needs to say, it's like, all right, it's first half. We're down 50. This is totally comebackable. Just shake off the first half and go right into the second half with new energy. Try to fix some of their specialties. Get the track picks going. Convert their track picks. And get back in there.
This is where we might see some kind of shift in the Kutztown playstyle, because if you're down by this much, you need to start playing aggressive. You can't just let Michigan State run away with this. You need to try and take some risks to get bigger races, especially when we're coming down to some of these final tracks.
Yeah. And now
Random
they're
Mute
picking
City?
something they're very, very familiar with. Oh, Random Mute City would be fantastic. I'm all here for it. But yeah, we're looking to see the B-dubs or the 7-bow. So now I think it was Kutztown University's own technical that was saying this track is fantastic for bottom spots because you start with the coins, everyone gets bumped out, and then you're running. So we'll see if they can turn that into reality right here.
We'll see. Heart of the cards and all that stuff.
Yeah. I think I want to see don't try to go for the coins here. I'm suspecting that most of the people in the front are going to ignore the coins in favor of lines. Now, Sunset burning out is not great. But if you can get 6 coins at the start and then finish it off,
One of his
probably pretty good.
teammates is going
Yeah,
for
one
the
of his
coin.
teammates going for it. Yeah, still great for them.
Excellent driving on this ramp section.
Now, the very big question is he going to get bumped out? So
Or
I
trail.
want to see him elect to go for the farther coins here, but he's looking to be making the dangerous plays, making the risky plays, and it pays off. He's in 2. Big banana snipe? No, doesn't manage to get Bo. Bo's just going to be trying to play it safe here, but I think... Yeah.
Bo getting the
Reacts
trail
in
off.
time.
Yep.
Let's see how it
This track
stands
is,
over here. Looks like
yeah,
it's
after-
all Kutztown behind... Don't.
Yeah, this track is really tough to come back on after this section, because you can get some Mickey stuff happening in Section 3, but Section 2 is just all driving, and it's really easy to traffic code people here.
Yeah. And the biggest thing that you should be on the lookout for here is how are the people in the back with the coins doing? Because this front duel is going on, like, pretty much the whole time, but what's really going to determine this race is where are the people in the back, and what are they going to do? It's really unfortunate that that red gets hit by the ground banana.
I was just about to point that out, because that allows...
Also
Did
really
Bo try to
unfortunate
back?
that... Yeah, Bo tried the back there. It looks like Bo's double defense. Oh, don't still go for one item. Interesting. You think he thinks he can catch up to Bo, maybe trail him?
It's still Kutztown in bottom 2 right now. That's not
Maybe
what
if
you
he gets
need.
close enough, a little sneaky red. Oh, Bo's behind. No, but don't
Oh no,
fall
he
off
drove
now.
off! No! Come on, man!
That
And
red
he
silver.
his mate!
Oh, no.
Oh, and they're all
It's
getting
gone.
blued. They're all getting blued.
No, he
Okay,
dodged
well, they
it.
avoided the blue.
Yeah, that's 2 through 6. I was going to say, it looked like Bo did some interesting strat and ended up, like, right... Maybe he did, like, drifting off with the UMT and tried to cut off a little bit of the corner, but don't ended up in front of him trailing, and Bo had to give him space. So that was almost guaranteed to be a first place until he did a little bit of trolling. But maybe, maybe he was just trying to let Kutztown have a chance. Get them back into the match, have an exciting second match. Who knows? Are we going to see Grumble Volcano come out again? And Weibo. Curiously, I think both of these are, like, really good for missed spots. And there's a rogue TikTok there.
I thought it was gonna get the rogue TikTok. I was, I saw the track roulette slow down, and I was waiting for it.
It's always the funniest when you get that single India pick, like crazy track that nobody wants, and then just gets picked. Now, granted, I think Mist would have been probably happy to get TikTok here,
Yeah,
seeing
I
that
think
they have everything
it would have
behind
been
Bo,
fine
and they could probably
anyway.
bully
Yep.
him. Yeah, it's also I think, the comfort track from the Mist folks. Now, the name of the game is either shrimming or drafting up on this big turn, getting in front of Bo, and then just violating him. Don's got to be a little careful with this. That draft's fantastic, getting into spots, but Bo gets to the set where he gets defense.
Yeah.
Quite good for him.
I was going to point out that Michigan State once again getting a little bit blessed with the track picks because I think this is their 5th pick.
I think it's 6.
Yeah, this is their 6th pick of the second game, therefore 13th overall. So,
but you know, you can't fault them because they've been making it work. That bomb was very risky. It looks like he's going to get killed for it. Yeah, 1-for-1 trade. Now Dunson first.
yeah.
Again, I'm not seeing a lot of commitment for the shock here. It's maybe one person at distance, but
I don't think they're at distance.
It's like Kutztown's just deciding that their path to victory is outrunning their goal, and they're in second, so...
Yeah, Bo's now at distance. That set that Bo is stopped at is really broken. The distance is not at all what it looks like it should be.
They probably just calculated from the outside of the turns. Now, let's see if he has shock here. It looks like nobody for Kutztown is really going into dodges, so maybe that's an indication that they're holding them for this.
I think
the
Bo's
biggest
still
indication we'll see... Oh, there's a blue shell? Yeah, is he going to try and back out for Sunset? No, he's just going to take it. He's pulling these defenses, though. He's trying to get Sunset on these angles. So I think she's... Oh, gets her in the blue explosion, I think.
That made 0 sense.
Maybe a bit of lag, I would say.
Maybe.
On that side. But now missed top 2. And Don't can take the tree cuts. This is fantastic, especially if you can line up a back right before it.
Yeah, this is looking tough for Kutztown here. Second place box. Another shroom.
No, item lag.
Item lag. I'm guessing the maybe the Michigan State player in the back.
Yeah, the player that's stuck over there, DC'd. I don't know what the CKL rules are, but is it 2 sets of item lag before a race doesn't count?
I think it is.
Yeah, so this probably still counts. And when it does count, it's a
bottom 3.
Fantastic race for Mist.
Yeah.
They're just running away with it. This is when Kutztown just needs to get 3 big races to even be back into it.
Yep.
Yeah, and if I'm Mist right now, I want a dagger here. I want to secure it. They just need to get, what is that, like plus... I think it's plus 34 is a massive race, but still. You can get a big positive race here. It's the optimal to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kutztown's just praying for a track pick. Track pick drought, no track picks.
They need big races. There's 4 races left. You're down almost 90. You need a couple of really, really good races to get back into this.
Yeah.
This might be a start. They find
us beat ups is the Kutztown specialty. They're strong on this track. They're practiced on this track. Let's see if they can turn it into a big race. Yeah, I think Zach's been having a little bit of trouble with his net. So maybe he was the one who DC'd in the room. See if Don't's able to keep first here. Doesn't go for the mini turbo trick, so quite possibly he's going to get passed up by the Kutztown players here. But again, it's going to come down to who's getting the shrooms. Like, Don't can do this miss as good as he wants, but if third place is holding a shrim, there's nothing to do about it. A pretty good miss.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, he's keeping first here. Bo's instantly dropping. I think they've just decided they need shock. I mean, I think Bo's really just been uninterested in going forward this whole time, and see if he can pay off. Like, shock's very, very strong on this track, especially when you can get people before strats or on half pipe to minimize the impact for your own team. Very good. I think I want to see him go a little bit farther back. Try to guarantee himself.
I don't think he's at...
Yeah, especially not
yeah, they're not at distance yet. Not in the back. I was just checking. Thank you, Sheetbot for... Nah, well, I was, Sheetbot is what I've been using.
So just take a look at what he wants to do with the fire. I think he probably got the call that somebody else had died and they're going to be going for shock, but look at that bot too. It's Mist back there, and they're still not at distance. I think Mist is really comfortable on this lead that they've got right now. Yeah. So start letting go with this fire. There's multiple fires here. They can maybe make something happen on this massive straightaway. Ooh, firing down both sides. I don't think it hits anyone. I think Bo's a little too far. Maybe Sunset and Bo are flashing their fires on each other.
Yeah, those back spots for Michigan State are now at distance, so if there is a shock, it is a Spartan shock.
That's a good
That's
horn.
not
That
the
Gel's
best
holding.
time to get your triple shrooms ghosted. Although the red not going for the defenseless bow certainly helps. Come on, Bo,
Boomerang's
you
quite
gotta
nice
make a
too,
play
'cause
with
you can
this.
back here. Yeah, it's exactly one line you can go for, and that's the line that he isn't throwing his boomerang on. So I think he's just a little bit trying to just get first. But if you can get it, it's all worth it. Nice Rang.
Oh, and that's a 1. That's top
Yeah.
2? No.
No, he's holding the
1-3.
2.
1-3-4? I
Maybe
can't
it's
tell
a
where the
start.
Michigan State players, but yes, that's kind of the momentum swing.
1-3-5.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Mist has
definitely a
everything
swing in the right
behind.
direction. I mean, 1-3-5 is still good. It's a positive race, which is what you need.
No, it's
not a
just
big enough-
1-3-5. It's 1-3-5-6.
That's what I meant to say. But like, it's
Okay.
a still positive race. Step in the right direction. You're still gonna need bigger races than that coming down the stretch. Down 74 with 3 to go. I'm not
getting
saying
dire.
I'm not saying it's gonna come down to Kutztown needs a top 6, but it sure kind of feels that way.
Yeah, 8 points to seal the deal for Michigan right now. See if they can do it. They're opting to go cheap and Shroom Ridge, both tracks that they're very, very familiar with. I think Shroom Ridge always leaves that little risk up that the people who aren't experienced with playing Shroom Ridge a lot may just run into cars, get blocked from the last cut. That's not what you want to see. So Michigan, I think, is hoping that they know this track inside and out. Kutztown doesn't, and they're going to do the same thing they did with Wildwood, same thing they did with Piranha Plant Cove, Ninja Hideaway. Just take those top spots away from Bo and run away with it.
Yep, and now more than ever, Kutztown needs to take risks. They need to make risky plays if they want to try and win.
Yeah, I don't think this is a good start for Bo right here if he's going to get drafted on. Yeah. Gel manages to take first instantly, and Bo
No
gets
item.
bumped back to 5th. And he's in a car.
Yeah, that's not the start you want to see.
Let's see what Dont's up to here. 4th place.
Room?
Maybe looking for a shroom here. Oh, that's very lucrative. Nice Rang. Hits
Nice
both players.
ring. Yep.
Yeah, now Gel's taking the cut, taking a little bit more space. Yeah, I don't hate it, especially when Steeping is right next to you with that. This boomerang could be pretty good to get Steeping out. Yeah, he's gonna opt to take it right when Nova goes around the corner. Well, hits Nova too.
Nova had a shroom to recovery, so I think that's still pretty good for your team.
Yeah. What's the thing? Can't bake a cake without breaking a few eggs?
Something like that. Close enough.
Yeah.
If there's blue, looks like Bo is holding it. So, does Geld have anything else to block it?
Oh, he has
Pulling a
horn.
horn. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's do or die. Kutztown needs to start making some plays right here.
I think they just need shock. They just don't have any front presence, all of Michigan State up here. They just need that shock to come in.
Yep.
Preferably,
top four.
whoa.
Don't forget about his own bananas. Yeah, the only way Kutztown is staying in this is they need everybody to dodge a shock. That last place pulls right here. That horn not
Through the
connecting.
last set. Taking a lot of space here. A couple of people are
Steeping's
shredding
getting
up.
redded.
There it is.
There's a shock.
Everyone dodges. Are they close enough to come back, though? Go hits over Don't. That's great. Now they just need to get first place. Anomaly has a shroom to take the cut. This is fantastic for Anomaly. Bo gets an item as well. There's one more shroom right here if he can take this horn. Oh no!
Oh, Silver had a whole-
stars in. I think that's it. Whoa.
That's 1-4-5, but that's also a lot of bottoms.
Yeah. I think they're still in
I
it.
think-
I think they're just barely still in
I
it.
think mathematically this isn't over. Yeah. Oh boy.
But that's huge for Michigan State. They lost the race, but they managed to survive the shock coming at the very end of the race. Only lost by 4 points, and now they're in a spot to secure it right now. As long as they don't get like top 5 or something, they're winning this game.
Yeah, now you are absolutely screaming, do or die. Take every risk possible. Pick tracks you can top 6 on.
And I think they think that's Paris.
Paris is a very top 6able track. That end section, a lot of stuff can change.
Yeah, and I think it's also, it benefits Sunset a lot. And they have great drafting spots. from the 1-4-5. They can like draft off of 2-3. Maybe one can like hang on to something there. They get a coin space out from the people in 2-3. Maybe they get a trail. It's really easy to pick up the tops and then never let go, especially when people are getting bumped around the pipes. Unfortunately, we do go to Maple Treeway. This is
don't know.
The eighth track pick.
Yeah, it's a lot for Michigan State. I
Yeah,
don't know
but
that
this
I've
is-
ever seen like a top 5 even on this track.
I would argue that this track is really, really good for top 5s, top 6s, or big races because that cannon set, it's so impactful. Right, you can set up a lot of fantastic situations for your team, especially if you're able to like, not dodge anyone else, get them all doing like the flat sections of tracks, not too many shortcuts here. A lot of mushers popping off from lead piles, but see if that impacts the race at all.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get to see on stream someone dodging a blue with it. It'd be hype.
That'd be fantastic. Now Bo's looking to just get himself,
don't do
like
that.
make himself know here. Not great. But he's still up here, and Anomaly's still up here as well. Oh, Anomaly gets trailed immediately.
Caster's Curse. This is a long track. It's, I want to say either the second or third longest track in the game. I don't know which one is longer
Second,
between
I
this
believe.
one and Pin. Is this one longer than Pinball?
I believe it's longer than Pinball.
Okay,
Not
so yeah,
really
second
sure.
longest track in the game. There's plenty of time to make stuff happen. I think you just kind of have to full send it if you're Kutztown.
Yeah,
Great
it's a great
green,
hit
but
to start off in that. I will say, I think Anomaly got done a little dirty there, because he was taking the normal line to take the thing tight, but then Zach just went straight and trailed him. So, sometimes it's a benefit to just driving straight.
yep. Don't still up here.
Yeah, it's right. Be really good here, because Don't doesn't have protection, I believe. Oh, the single is not what you want to be picking up here. Maybe you got baited a little bit by the shroom on the ground.
I mean, it's so red and it's so beautiful. Who wouldn't want to go for it?
I think something I'm keeping an eye on right now is the back of the pack, and it looks like the back of the pack is all missed right now. They have triple odds for shock. If they pull, this could be game over for Kutztown immediately.
I think Kutztown just has to take that risk that there's not going to be a shock. And on a track like this, it's kind of ridiculous to say that. Like, everyone pulls shock. It's Treeway.
And there it is.
Yeah.
Missed shock, I believe. Yeah,
it is.
dodge
There's no in a bill.
So interesting thing is they did that before the cannon, so the people in the back might be getting some pretty busted items here. Oh, what?
Oh no!
It's really not what we want to see, getting yourself horned immediately. I think he just wasn't expecting the horn radius to be that wide or something, but it definitely did not space out from that well.
That's Michigan State bottom 2. If there's any Spartans up here, Bo's got to make a play.
Yeah, he backs him around this corner. Maybe Trail Silver is a bit of a dangerous spot because Bo absolutely cannot afford to lose this first place. But more than that, he cannot afford to lose this, and he needs to murder the people behind him.
Yeah, got to play aggressive.
Backs
Okay,
one.
there's one.
Good start.
Maybe that got both of them? Although,
No, I don't think so.
that's all Kutztown in the back. Bo is...
Oh my god. Yeah, it's over. The Banana
And
Fate
Michigan-
has sealed the deal from Michigan State.
They will
Top
be
two.
moving on
Very nice.
to the D3 finals where Texas State awaits them. Yeah, great race for Michigan State. And
Yeah, I think
an unfortunate...
to Caster cursed Bo a little bit because he said Bo is gaming, and then immediately Bo ran into a banana on the floor. So I'm just gonna blame this loss on Batboo.
Yeah, come on, Batboo. No better. But an unfortunate end to the season for Kutztown. They had a rough last couple of weeks, as going into like the last couple days, they were expected to be the #1 seed in their division, awaiting the result of Texas State UAH. UAH could not gather in time, which put Texas State, due to some tiebreaker differentials, in the automatic bye to finals, which then resulted in Kutztown having to play this match. So they kind of went through a whole roller coaster, but nonetheless, they had a fantastic season, going 7-3 in the division. Obviously, the legacy that Kutztown has had in this league is not one to be overstated. They've had numerous great seasons in D1, and I'll be interested to see where this team goes with the new crew, I guess.
Yeah, very, very good effort from them. But now it's Michigan State's time to shine. So DK Summit. Let's see if we're seeing some meme combos here.
That is PD Shoe
There
on my
it is.
screen. I also saw Hot Monster tires in the back.
Yeah. Doing a little victory lap from Michigan State here. So
A well-earned
Yeah,
one. They played two
Nova
great
on
games.
the PD shoe is fantastic. I want to see him take double cut with this PD shoe. It'd be very funny.
Oh, I wish we had the Nova POV. Is that a third place coin?
DK Summit, man. This track's awful.
Agreed. Sorry, Snowy. I know you're watching, but this track is buns. Although Bo does have a lot of experience on this track from the U-turn days. I don't know what it is about this. DK Summit.
Oh, that's a funky Kong. It's a funky Kong.
Is that the GLA Silver Arrow? Is that what that is?
I think it's the Silver. I think it's Silver Arrow, and I think it has some whack ass tires as well.
Yeah, those are the Hot Monster tires. But no, I remember fondly from the U-turn days where we would regularly get plus 20s on DK Summit, and I wish I could tell you how or why.
I mean, we're watching How or Why right now. Look at Bo. Look at him go. This is top like 2, 4, 5, I think. And they've got a couple of people covering shock in the back too, so I think it's about as good as it can get. Double odds, tops.
Can we talk about the most impressive thing about this? Bo has 9 coins on DK Summit.
Yeah. Did he go for coin strat at the start?
I don't think so.
Oh. He's been rolling the coins afterwards.
Although he might have just got 2
Whoa, that's
coins.
a lot of bananas. We just cut away from him. Did Bo die there?
Probably. Oh, he avoided the bananas.
Oh, fantastic. He's still up here, but that bomb could be trailed here? No.
Oh.
He gets trailed instead.
We'll
We've had
see.
to see a cannon bomb snipe?
Oh, coming out of cannon, fast bomb.
See where this goes. What is he opting to do with it? There we go. Bouncing around the corner. Does he get anyone?
Nah, it doesn't look like it.
No,
almost. Wow, that bomb went really far up. Oh, here comes the PD shoe. Go for the double cut. Fly
double cut, double cut, double cut. He gets trailed. He gets trailed. He gets trailed off the cut.
No.
No way.
That's not what the people wanted to see.
I think that red also goes for Done's teammate.
Yeah, Bo getting sent to the back, unfortunately. But, pulls a bill. Salvage. Nice salvage.
Yeah, a nice little victory left for Mist, who will be advancing to the finals. Great stuff for them. Is that a win by over 100?
I don't think that was a losing... No, that was a winning race for Kutztown. I was going to say, like, Kutztown had 1-3-4.
Gotcha, yeah. Great stuff from Mist. Yeah. Big congratulations to Mist for going to the semifinals, and great stuff for Kutztown as well. We saw a really strong showing, especially in that first map.
I feel like Kutztown's always a mainstay of CKL playoffs. I want to say they've been in playoffs every season in CKL so far. Because they were in finals D1, they were in finals D2, they made playoffs in D3, or not D3, it's season 3, and then they made playoffs in D3 season 4. So, Kutztown's got a legacy to uphold here for next season, which, but
they're really excited to see what they do here.
But let's focus up on Michigan State. 2 great games of kart. I am now pouring Greg Bucks as I was gambling on the game 3. I was a believer. But, yeah, great season, great stuff from Kutztown, and Michigan State now has a matchup upcoming with Texas State, who they also went 1-1 with in the season. And I know Texas State has looked really good this season. I was a little bit surprised that they finished 7-3. I thought they were going to run away with the division. Again, but looking at the matchups from the lovely graph that Ted Bear has, 2 very even matches between very even differential between the 2 teams. Again, very similar, where Spartan Carton lost 441 to 543, and then turned around and won English is hard, 531 to 453. So, and we'll see. I think the C3 finals is going to be very exciting. And we have an interview coming from the Spartan Carton
man at the hour
himself. Yeah. We're in the broadcast booth. Let's get him in here. Hello, Michigan State. I don't know. You know what we do know? You guys are going to finals.
That's an insane fact.
I know. Cool squirrel facts.
I love it.
So, I guess, congratulations aside, did you guys come in with a game plan to this matchup?
A little bit. We definitely had a list of stuff Kutztown was good against us prior in the season. So we definitely TT'd those tracks a lot. I still ended up failing Mute City Nisk twice, but losses were nowhere near as bad as they were earlier in the season, so that definitely helped a lot.
It's okay. We only saw one failed Nisk here live in 4K.
Huge.
Yeah, I definitely saw that Mute City pick, and I was like, it looks like Mist has been training up. Like maybe they've been practicing, and they just want to ego pick it right here and say, Kutztown, we know this is your best track. We're taking it away from you. Do you feel that about any of the other tracks as well in your pick?
Oh yeah, that was definitely our game plan once we were up. Mute City is definitely the biggest one we were trying to do. We also did that with Rome at the very beginning of the second match since we had better spots for it. So yeah, that was definitely the huge game plan because we wanted to be very conservative with our tracks as soon as we got ourselves a bit of a lead in the first match, which didn't end up happening until the last few races, but we were able to still take advantage of some off-track picks that I threw out there, and we were able to close out the win with that match.
Yeah, you guys looked fantastic on those picks. Like, it really looked like you guys, had the tactics, had the lines, and ended up being the better team at the end. I do got to ask you, how sad were you that Ninja Hideaway was picked in Garbage Time? No, that's one of your personal favorites.
So it's one of my personal favorites, but it is definitely not a favorite of Michigan State. And so we started laughing when they picked it, thinking it was one of our track picks, because I don't care.
So were you spreading misinformation? Like, were you just go into the Kutztown channels and be like, yo, it's like, it sure is great that we get to play Ninja Hideaway all the time, just trying to throw them off there?
I mean, people definitely know that. I like Ninja Hideaway, but definitely not our team. Like, we have never picked it as a team. So that was free track pick for us, and we ended up winning, I believe, on that as well.
Yeah,
we real ones remember the special tier Ninja Hideaway sits in on Cameron Reddish's 180 track pick tier list.
Yeah.
One that I will not be saying on air. I guess next question would be looking forward to Texas State. Tough team.
Yes. We definitely have kind of the same game plan. We've made a list of stuff they're good at, put in time into it, and based off of how today goes, it definitely worked against Kutztown, so hopefully it'll also work against Texas State. I will say also we did lose big to Texas State in the past, let's say, but I believe a lot of that was also we were a bit rusty going into the season, so we've definitely been playing the game a lot more, especially once we knew we had a decent shot at playoffs. So I think we're definitely gonna hit a bit harder, so to speak.
Yeah, that playoff race in D3 was ridiculous. As all teams that made the playoffs finished 7-3,
yeah,
and it all came down to head-to-head differential.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was one wild end to the season. Well, Mr. I Don't Know, do you have any final words for the audience?
Non-zero chance I see y'all next week, so that's cool.
True. I am very much looking forward
to make that happen.
I am very much looking forward to having D3 finals on primetime, because I think that matchup is going to be one as entertaining as this one was. So, thank you, Don't.
Yep.
Thank you, D-Mouse, for casting with me. This was a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks Lavav, and thanks Milk for hosting.
Oh yeah, shout out Milkshake. We all love Milkshake. And obligatory plug, as staff, I would like to remind all of our wonderful listeners that CKL staff applications are open and will be open for a couple more weeks. I believe they close on the 20th of April, which is a date that has, it's certainly one of the dates of all time. With that being said, thank you all for watching, and hope to see you all for the next primetime match. Stay tuned for more playoffs.